Alrighty guys, so today Micron and many other memory and the chip stocks, they did go down in the pre-market, but as you can see, once we gained the structure to the upside on the bullish side yesterday, all these pullbacks at this point, be the pre-market or whatnot, are getting bought up, not just on Micron, pretty much all other chip stocks and semiconductors as well. Now in this video, we'll talk about all of that, how things are looking like. That's Sandisk, this is SK Hynix, AMD also pushing strong, and so is Nvidia really ripping through strong today. So let's talk about all of that. Once I let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. Let's start off with Micron. Now, definitely, I already told you yesterday in one of my videos here that bulls are back on memory and chip stocks. So definitely, if you have seen that video, you already have the context and many other videos that I have done. And I am also doing a DRAM portfolio with my members right now. You can check out the details for that on my Patreon. You will find the links to that in the description of this video. Now, so Micron here is coming back up. All right, and as I have said to you guys yesterday, that bulls are back. Once we started to regain 950, we were in the rebound phase from 890 to 950, and right now, yes, once we regained that yesterday, every pullback is still getting bought up. The point is that because that's the whole point, once we commit above an important significant level which confirms the direction to the upside, then from there on, pullbacks are mostly, they get bought up, and that's what is happening right now on Micron. There is right now, you cannot look downside. If you, so $1,100 is where I mentioned to you guys on Micron that it's a short play, and we came all the way down to 845. 890 above is where you got to start sizing down your short. That's pretty much what I have been saying in my previous videos, because it's also implied, if sometimes I don't explicitly mention, but it's implied once the multi-day strength start to begin on the transition side, that's your sign to start sizing down. And when full-on direction changes, which is 950 here, you are fully out of the reversal position, which in this case would have been a short, which 950 above you cannot be in the short pretty much. Okay, and from here on, pullbacks mostly will be bought up in my opinion. I do think Micron has given us the bottom here for the meaningful bounces. Anything can happen. Okay, so we are still managing the other side. We are still doing the risk management for the other side. That we cannot negate that fact. Okay, but the point is that Micron can test $1,100 again in coming days at least, and we will most likely be fine. As for right now, it is fine as long as we continue to close above and stay above 950. We are all good on Micron. Below 950, you still have to be careful if we lose it. That's pretty much where you will have to have your risk management. Sandisk is also almost coming through at $1,600. Let's get to the hourly interval. Even though it hasn't fully regained its reference line out and about, but most likely, as I have said, pullbacks will most likely be bought up. You can see came down, sure, fine, but holding a significant level already marked by my tools automatically for you, and then a little bit pushing up already. So again, once we have regained a zone, that is 1600 zone, any pullback are fine until a significant level below, because those are then a pullback after commit on the break of the structure, and then we expect a continuation. Okay, all good at least on this thing. As we continue to stay above $1,500, our bias remains to the upside on Sandisk here. Okay, so things are looking right now good on Sandisk. Also, we do want to stay above the 1500 area at this point. That's important. 1600 breakout is good to have, but 1500 you cannot afford to lose. SK Hynix is, so let's take a look at SK Hynix on the Korean side, because yesterday we did give up all the gains on SK Hynix on the Korean side, and so this was the zone technically to watch on this thing. It was a really good strong rebound, but unfortunately it gave up the gains. Does it still has room to stabilize in this area? It still has room to stabilize in this area. So let's get to SK Hynix here. And it is a part of a rebound today on SK Hynix again. Let's get to the hourly interval. And so it's chopping around a little bit on the base. I'm saying chopping around because if I show you that, I showed you prior context on Kospi, right? Side of the things on SK Hynix, we are on the negative direction. So that's why this is more of a stabilization right now. That's how you have to read it. So, but anyhow, right now, we are not looking like we're gonna go lower though, but we gotta still keep watching every day. If Alphabet's Google's earnings today will definitely define quite a lot what can come through and how they may react, right? So that's something you have to be keeping an eye on. Excuse me, Seagate is already 800 above. We were turning around the direction, and after that all pullbacks are getting bought up, as I have told you previously as well. This is the zone, 800 above, things will turn around, and you can see we are holding the turn around, and pullbacks are also getting bought up. We are continuing bullish on Seagate. Bias continues to remain to the upside. Marvell, and I told you already this ahead of time. It's not something that I'm telling you today. You are already aware from many videos before what were the zones to watch, and I have been telling you, reinforcing the same message. Marvell did all the way bounce back up here. Marvell for me is still overall weak. This was the bounce I mentioned. It can even bounce until 220, but that will be a part of a bounce right now. Okay, so this is more or less a bounce. So I still want to sit above 220 before the next leg can begin on this thing. Right now, otherwise this is a rebound. Yes, multi-day trade to the upside, but just a part of a rebound. Unlike like Micron, that is really right now pushing through and breaking out. Nvidia here is really, like, guys, after 204, today is really pushing through, and that's the whole point. Is if you are doing this position, you're mostly positioning yourself and let the price action do its thing. 204 above, yes, we were in the strength. 204 below, no. So as if we are above this, our bias is to the upside, and it is getting tested again at 214. But at this point, this time display that from here, I was expecting to just continue or just do a little bit of a pullback. It went really low, did hold one of the zones, but it was, I didn't want to really for myself to do that. And once it regained it again, yes, it is most likely going to push through at this point to 234. We'll see. Nothing is guaranteed, but above 204, we are technically to the upside. Okay. AMD also pushing through today. Now, the very zone of transition, that is 530, once it held above it yesterday, we already transitioned to the bulls side. That was the zone 530. And today, and that's why I tell you reference lines are just for the reference, because orders institutions place at these levels, significant levels, marked by my tools for automatically. And as you can see, reference line we did breach, but we didn't breach the level, because the trend lines are for reference, but institution place their big orders, block orders at the levels. Okay, so, and that's why I just use trend lines as a reference, and that's what I mentioned. But levels are what you have to use to make the decisions. As you can see, we held that level right precisely over there. My tools marks these levels automatically for you guys. Okay, right? So anyhow, we are bullish on AMD actually above 530 and continues to remain bullish. Pullback, we are also holding there. How high can it go? Well, I would say position yourself. All right, so 530 above, your positioning is upside. Below 530, bullish thesis is not there again. So that's pretty much how it is. ARM is, yep, it's bounced 304. It's just a bounce though. Let's see if it stabilizes here, but that could still take it a few days. The thing is that if you took a position for the upside, this is it. Here you are like, you should take partial profits. Next leg will only start if we start to get above $300 zone. Otherwise, no. Okay, it's just a part of a bounce right now overall. That's your horizon for now. Well, Broadcom also pushing through slowly back up again. So yeah, 380 above, excuse me, continues to be strengthful. So that's the thing. So yeah, bias is above 380 to the upside. Below 380, we are gonna chop around again. So that's where risk management has to be. But above that, yes, bias is bullish. TSM also pushed through the zone yesterday of 420, and that's where this is important to mention that this was a bounce, and then once we are breaching it, we are changing the direction as well. Can it push through? Let's get to the hourly interval. So as if it can hold where it is, like we technically, that's the thing, as we continue to stay at this red zone and above, yes, it's a direction to the upside. We just don't want to close a day below this red zone at this point. That may bring weakness again. Above that, we are fine. Intel holding the yellow zone. Now yesterday I mentioned that once we start to get above it, or not just yesterday but before that, that was our zone of transition, and I said that as if we are above it, definitely it will start to transition. Take it as a rebound for now, and pullback is also getting bought up on this thing. If you are trading, trade small with the stop loss below the yellow zone, and slowly add as we take out significant level above. Intel trying to turn around, and today's pullback is also holding, so that's promising. So yes, as long as it continues to hold yellow zone, your bias will continue to remain to the upside technically. Okay, below yellow zone, no, weakness will come back in again. That's how simple it is. I'll show Cerebrus as well to you guys. I gave this play to my members. This was the stop loss below 167. It's working out nicely, but that's where I'll leave it at. You can join my members only videos if you want to know more many stocks that I talk with my members. And DRAM, I'm doing a portfolio management on this for members, specifically DRAM thing for the members. Details you will find on my Patreon. There's a post there, you can check it out if you are interested. That's all I had for you guys in this video, and with that, we'll see you in the next videos, guys. Take care, bye.